Hey, what up, Hammer fan? Welcome back to HammeredHead. We got a pretty fun one today. It's Lieutenant Sefla from Rogue One, the Rogue One collection. This is, I don't want to say a rare one, but I think one of the less frequent Rogue One figures out there. He's one of the Pathfinder guys from the Battle of Scarif. I think this guy was pretty cool in the movie. We don't really have too many Pathfinders from that scene. Really just this guy and Pow, I think, are the only two. So definitely we need the Pathfinders in the vintage collection. But until then, this figure will do, I guess. He looks pretty hardcore on the image there. I don't know, it's a little silly. I'm not a huge fan of the Rogue One packaging in general. You know, it's not the worst, but there's just like a little too much going on and simultaneously not enough. And the name is so small down here. That should have been bigger, more visible. But yeah, we get a projectile firing object in here. A little rocket launcher, it's pretty cool. Nice. Just close up of the headshot from the front. A platoon leader in the Alliance Spec Forces, Sefla is eager for action. A strong, capable soldier, Sefla has a lot of heart he brings to the fight against the Empire. Very nice. And then these guys all came with like this sort of special effects app thing. You could like scan it and you can get an effect. I don't have the app, but I've used it before. It's kind of fun. I don't know what effect this guy comes with. Maybe a rocket launcher, I guess. Let's open him up. Okay, so here's Lieutenant Sefla. I think he looks all right. I don't think he's one of the better Rogue One series figures that has come out, but he's okay. You know, this guy doesn't get a whole lot of screen time, so I don't know if he really needed a super detailed figure or anything. But he's got a cool outfit. It's definitely relatively unique compared to other Rebels that we've gotten. Pretty basic. It's just kind of like a tan shirt, which does have some decent sculpting to it. And it's under the vest. You can see he's got like some random things stitched in there. The blue vest is cool. I like the shade. I like the yellow on it. On the back, it's not quite as detailed, but it does have some straps and stuff. He's got some crazy belt action going on. His painted belt buckle and then a ton of pouches, especially on the back here, that are pretty big. And they're sculpted nicely. Each one looks different, which is cool. It really makes it feel kind of realistic, I guess. And then pants are really basic. They're not painted or anything, and kind of a not super exciting sculpt. He does have some stuff in his cargo pockets. So I think that's pretty cool. They actually do look used. It's not just like the pocket is printed there with nothing in it. You can actually tell it's sagging from something in there. And then the other side is there's also something in there, but it's obviously a different object based on the way it's sculpted, which is cool. And then the boots are pretty dull for the most part. He does have some stuff on the right foot over here on his ankle, which looks okay. And then this helmet is removable. It's a cool shade of blue up top. It's I think it's the same shade as his vest, but it's shiny, which is kind of cool. But if you want to take a closer look at that, yeah, pretty basic, but there's some stuff up there. And then this is like a really soft plastic on the strap there, which is sculpted decently. Underneath, if you take the helmet off, I think the face sculpt is okay. It kind of looks like the guy, but not the best. I think if they did this guy in the vintage collection, they'd probably need to use the photoreal look. But yeah. So yeah, I think he looks okay. Articulation, he has a ball joint head, and then otherwise he's just swivel shoulders and hips. And does he have swivel waist? I don't think there's a swivel waist on there. Yeah, so very, very minimal articulation, which is pretty par for the course for the Rogue One guys. But yeah, I think Vintage Collection would probably redo this guy, or at least make some of his friends in the Pathfinders, and that would go a long way. Now we get basically 3 accessories. The first is the helmet that you've already really seen, but that one's okay, I guess. Next up is the blaster, which is kind of standard. I like this design for the Rebel blasters. I think if we got like a really nice one of these that was painted and stuff, it would be really cool. This one's a little bit thin. It's not painted or anything, but the sculpt itself looks cool. I love the detail on it. And then last up is the sort of play feature, this rocket launcher. It does have this weird thing painted on the side. I don't think it comes off. It looks like it does. But yeah, it's a little silver extra bonus rocket thing, I guess. Sculpt on the launcher itself is pretty basic, but what I think is cool, oh, hello. The actual projectile here is sculpted and painted to be an actual missile. You know, a lot of the times this thing is just like a fire effect or something. But yeah, this one they actually took the time to sculpt into a missile, so it's actually flying through the air, which is pretty cool. Let's test it out and see if it works. Leave Salmon alone. Alright, well that didn't work out super well, but you get the idea. It shoots pretty well, not a lot of force behind it. But overall I think that's a pretty cool rocket launcher in effect. But yeah, I like this Lieutenant Sefla figure. I think it's cool that they made it, considering that we didn't get a lot of Pathfinders. This guy was pretty cool in the movie. I was hoping he'd pop up in Andor. I don't think he did, so I'm gonna donate that. Here, play without the rocket. But yeah, no, pretty cool. They made this guy. I think they definitely need to make a vintage collection version, and along with his other Pathfinder buddies, that would be pretty awesome. Definitely help with people's Scarif displays and, you know, other Rebel layouts. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.